This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the family of a toddler whose leg was broken by a cyclist is asking the man responsible to come forward. Disgruntled Kiwis are set to take a stand against the petrol industry and the government over petrol prices. And Oamaru's historic courthouse has been officially reopened at a special ceremony. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. The family of a toddler whose leg was broken by a cyclist in a hit and run is asking the man responsible to turn himself in. Police are appealing for information about the incident, which left Jackson Scott covered in tyre marks and his leg broken in 2 places.
3-year-old Jackson Scott recovering at home after being struck down by a cyclist. He'd just finished enjoying a day out at Dunedin's Dinosaur Park with Aunt Samantha Scott on a sunny school holiday afternoon. But Scott says as they were leaving, her nephew was knocked over by a man riding his bicycle on the footpath.
Jackson was coming out of the entrance of the whale park and this guy on a push bike came out of nowhere and rolled Jackson completely over, like side on. He went straight down, face down.
She says after knocking Jackson over, the cyclist unleashed a torrent of abuse before riding off.
Swore at Jackson, called him a little bastard. He abused me, my mum, saying that we should keep an eye on our children. And then I told him he shouldn't be on the footpath riding a bike anyway. And he got up, left, didn't say 2 words after.
She took her shocked nephew to a GP where the extent of his injuries became clear.
They called the ambulance because he looked real dazed, pale white. Went to the hospital, got x-rays done and got a broken tibia and abdominal bruising.
He spent the night in hospital. Doctors say his recovery will take 6 to 8 weeks. Scott wants the man to turn himself in and police are asking for anyone with information to come forward. In Dunedin, the South Today.
More than 800 mourners have turned out to farewell an East Otago mother and her son after they died in a tractor crash at the weekend. Nadine Tomlinson and 3-year-old Angus died after the tractor she was driving slipped into a reservoir on their property in Dumback on Sunday afternoon. The service was held outdoors at Flax's Retreat, inland from Palmerston, this morning. A Give a Little page for husband and father Scott Tomlinson and his surviving son, 18-month-old Sam, has already raised nearly $63,000 since it was set up on Wednesday. Disgruntled Kiwis are set to take a stand against the petrol industry and the government over petrol prices, with plans to boycott all fuel stations around the country. A Facebook event has been created encouraging the public to avoid filling up from all petrol stations on October the 26th. So far, more than 6,500 people have committed to the boycott, with another 10,000 showing their interest in making a stand. The event creator says it's time for the people of New Zealand to take a stand against the petrol industry. Prices increased by 3.5 cents a litre nationwide last week as a new fuel excise tax came into effect. Wanaka's petrol is the most expensive in the country, with its Caltex station charging just under $2.60 a litre for 91 octane. And Invercargill police are investigating after a 5-week-old baby was hospitalised with serious injuries. Police say the baby has been flown to Auckland's Starship Hospital in a serious condition. The injuries are thought to be non-accidental. Police are speaking with the baby's family and also want to hear from anyone else who may have information. Oamaru's historic courthouse has been officially reopened at a special ceremony. Speakers at the event included Justice Minister Andrew Little, Waitaki MP Jackie Dean and Oamaru lawyer Phil Hope, who spoke on behalf of the New Zealand Law Society.
The 1883 Thames Street Courthouse in Oamaru was closed in late 2011 after being classed as earthquake prone. Court services were firstly relocated to Timaru and then to the Oamaru Opera House, and finally to a portable facility in Humber Street in 2014. Justice Minister Andrew Little paid tribute to the Waitaki District Council for their work on the project.
And Oamaru is, kind of stands out really in many towns and cities across New Zealand because of Oamaru's dome and its use of it around here and the incredible buildings that have been built as a result.
It cost close to $900,000 for earthquake strengthening and refurbishing. Work began in February and was completed this week ahead of the ceremony to mark the occasion. Waitaki MP Jackie Dean says the decision to fix the building was the right one.
I do want to acknowledge in particular my husband Bill, who along with the rest of the legal fraternity were aghast at the thought and the cost of having to walk away at this building, and who innately knew, all of you, innately knew that it was not the right thing to do.
Oamaru lawyer and New Zealand Law Society representative Phil Hope says it's a new chapter in the long life of the Oamaru courthouse. And he says being in temporary premises was stressful for workers.
That was a particularly difficult time for many, including lawyers, but none more so than the staff at the time. Registrar at the time, Peter Bond, and your assistant, Shona Morris, and Pam White, who I think is also here today. It was your jobs that ended very abruptly and in very difficult circumstances.
Andrew Little says the building, its history and architecture play a significant role in providing legal services in the Waitaki district. In Oamaru, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, children in Queenstown have an extra attraction to burn off some energy these school holidays, and athletes gather in Dunedin for the New Zealand National Wrestling Championships.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation. But don't panic, it's not ours. We've bought 2 Auckland stores and we've got up to 70% off.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
That's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation. Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. It's taken less than a day for fans of the Eagles to almost book out Dunedin. There were very few motel or hotel rooms in the city available online for March the 1st and 2nd yesterday afternoon, just hours after the Otago Daily Times announced the band would be playing at Forsyth Bar Stadium. A crowd of more than 30,000 is expected to watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame group perform. Tickets are yet to go on sale. Fans can still book accommodation through short-term rental websites, but they're also going quickly. Queenstown's youngsters have an extra attraction for the school holidays. The resort now boasts a newly upgraded playground at Queenstown Bay. Work on the playground began in June and was officially opened by Queenstown Lakes Mayor Jim Bolt this afternoon. The playground cost almost $1 million, and as soon as the construction fences were lowered, a horde of kids came in. It was initially announced last August and included a $100,000 grant from the Central Lakes Trust. Bolt says when the project first came to the council table, he was a little concerned about spending that amount of money on a playground. But he says now he sees the joy it brings and the added benefit to the downtown area. Bolt says it's a great way to kick off the new master planning work around renewing CBD Queenstown. Over 100 athletes have converged on Dunedin for the 88th New Zealand National Wrestling Championships. The event features 2 Commonwealth Games competitors and also marks a milestone for one local club.
The next generation of New Zealand wrestlers, 10 to 13-year-old competitors, kicking off this year's New Zealand National Wrestling Championships in Dunedin. The event's being hosted by the Taieri Wrestling Club in conjunction with their 75th Jubilee.
So on Saturday night we're having a Jubilee dinner just to celebrate the amount of time the club's been around, get past members together and just reminisce about the wonderful times when we've had wrestling.
Around 100 wrestlers are set to throw down at the Edgar Centre over the next 2 days, competing across freestyle and Greco-Roman styles. Among the draw cards is New Zealand Commonwealth Games representative Anna Motiawa. The former judo exponent only started wrestling competitively 3.5 years ago after helping a friend train.
I later found out that judo wasn't in the 2018 Commonwealth Games, so I decided to go for wrestling, and I actually really enjoyed wrestling, so I've stuck at it and still enjoying it.
She says her aim for this tournament is to qualify for next year's Oceania Championships.
And then I'll go to the Oceania Africa qualifier for the Olympics, so I will set my goals to aim for 2020 Games. Yeah.
The 88th National Wrestling Champs wind up tomorrow with medal presentations for the winners in Dunedin, the South today.
After the break on the South Today, a century on since millions were killed by the flu, we take a look at whether or not a similar pandemic could happen again. And we check out what the weather has in store for us over the weekend.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. This year marks a century since the flu pandemic killed an estimated 50 to 100 million people globally. Today we take a look at whether or not a pandemic of that level could happen again.
The 1918 influenza epidemic killed millions around the globe, around 9,000 in New Zealand alone, and Dunedin saw over 270 people die in just a few weeks. Medical professionals say it's not a question of if it could happen again, but a matter of when. There have been several smaller-scale flu pandemics since 1918, but medical technology has also advanced markedly since then. Nowadays we have a global surveillance system, and the New Zealand Health Ministry puts out a weekly report on the number of hospital admissions and flu diagnoses around the country. This information, along with a clinical analysis of samples, goes into making the annual flu vaccine. Former public health lecturer Warwick Brunton says back in 1918, flu vaccines were still in their infancy.
The vaccines were really at a very early stage of development in 1918 and certainly wouldn't have really made a great deal of difference given the availability of them.
However, it's a constant challenge for health providers to stay one step ahead of the regularly mutating virus.
There have been flu epidemics not on the scale of the 1918 one. Since then, it's a rapidly changing bug, as it were, and the bacteriologists and virologists have to just try and keep one step ahead of it in trying to provide the vaccines which were now available.
Dunedin's Toitu Museum has one of two remaining examples of a spraying device that would spray zinc sulfate on patients. This treatment was supposed to help build up people's immunity back in 1918, but Dr. Brunton is sceptical.
I don't think so, really. The medical opinion was clearly very divided over the value of that, although zinc sulfate, I understand, is the basis of Ventolin.
Despite medical advances, no one is 100% safe against influenza. But in addition to modern vaccines, following the same basic hygiene precautions of 100 years ago, such as regular hand washing, provides at least some additional protection against influenza. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
And you can read more on the 1918 influenza pandemic in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, as well as an in-depth video online. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The family of a toddler whose leg was broken by a cyclist in a hit and run is asking the man responsible to turn himself in. Disgruntled Kiwis are set to take a stand against the petrol industry and the government over petrol prices, with plans to boycott all petrol stations around the country. And Oamaru's historic courthouse has been officially reopened at a special ceremony around 7 years since it was deemed an earthquake risk. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry Stewart.
Hello, Holly. Well, we have some good reading in the ODT this weekend. Starting with Southern District Health Board, who have announced a new package for midwives. throughout the region.
Okay.
So interesting news story there. University of Otago is developing a new $1.5 million education and research centre at its campus in Invercargill in partnership with the Southern District Health Board. So also we have a piece on entries are being judged for new chapters, which is an ODT initiative inviting prison inmates from Milton and Invercargill to show off their writing skills. Well, they have done that, and the judges are currently assessing the worth, and we have a couple of examples in the paper tomorrow.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. In the mix, a good roundup of features there. We have the Road to Recovery. ODT feature writer Bruce Monroe discusses the journey through a mental distress.
Okay.
Quite a personal story. And the Eagles, as we all know, are set to land at Forsyth Bar Stadium. We talked to rock legend Don Henley in an exclusive interview ahead of the band's tour. Sport, another feast of action there. We have rugby previews at Otago, the All Blacks, and of course the Otago Spirit. But around the corner, of course, is cricket, and we have a special summer of cricket section where we interview Hamish Rutherford about the season ahead. We also pick out 5 players to watch, and we have a look at the international program. So
quite comprehensive.
Yes, very good information there for sporting fans.
Fantastic. All that and more, no doubt, in tomorrow's ODT.
Thanks, Holly.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MoleMap.
Tonight's southern view is of some of the beautiful spring flowers adjacent to Dunedin's Queen's Gardens. Looking at the situation, a fine weekend ahead with light westerly airflow and plenty of clear skies to enjoy the spring sunshine. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect cloud and highs of 16 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson will have thick cloud with a high of 16. Blenheim has scattered cloud with a high of 15. And to cloudy skies in Canterbury, Kaikoura will be cloudy with a high of 15. Christchurch also cloudy with 14, and Ashburton more cloud with a 16-degree high. Looking at the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can all expect light westerlies, clear skies and 13 degrees. Moving westwards to the Central Lakes, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka can expect light winds and highs of 15 to 16. Te Anau can expect moderate westerlies and slightly cooler with 12 degrees. Moving north now, Omarama and Twizel are in for light northeasterlies, becoming fine in a high of 15. Also fine along the coast at Oamaru and Timaru, but with highs of 13 degrees. And Dunedin, mostly fine tonight with sou'westers and an overnight low of 7. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with scattered cloud and moderate nor'easters in the afternoon, a high of 12 and a low of 7. High cloud increasing on Sunday and westerlies at first, but a period of cooler sou'westers during the afternoon may bring some brief showers. Cool temperatures, a high of 14 and a chillier low of 5. And to Invercargill, fine tonight with light winds with an overnight low of 3. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with light westerly winds, a high of 14 and an overnight low of 5. A few brief showers on Sunday morning, clearing to a fine afternoon, moderate southwest winds and a high of 12 degrees. And that wraps up our news this Friday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz, as well as odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.